Okay, let's clear all this input. I want to take another look at this character here, length of legs relative to the body. When I click on that drop-down list, you'll see the order they come up in: same, longer, shorter. And that reflects the order in which they're appearing on the characters tab of the knowledge base. If we look at that, when the framework makes those lists for the drop-down lists, it simply scans from top to the bottom of the character and picks out the unique values in order. So it's finding same, then it's finding longer, and finally it finds shorter at the end. But if you think about that character, there's a natural order to that. They can be ranked, in other words. So it goes shorter, same, and longer, and it would make sense to present the options in that order to the user. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So over here in our values tab, so this is the first time you've seen us use the values tab. It's worked perfectly well up to now without anything in there, but this is where we can start refining the way this operates. So I'm going to basically put the values of that character in here in the order I want them to appear to the user, and I have to actually name the character here. So character will be relative leg length. Let's copy that in. I'll take the bold off. So we'll copy that down to 3 rows because we've got 3 values we want to put in. So I can type in short, same, and longer here, and that will instruct the framework to present them to the user in that order. I just want to show you a little trick though before I do that. Supposing, I mean, this is a very, very simple knowledge base. We've got 5 taxa here, but we could have hundreds. Now, if I had to scan through the entire column and find the unique values, for some characters that could be awkward. So you've got a macro to help you do that. And to use it, you simply highlight the cells that you want to scan for the unique values, go to macros and say get unique values, and that copies the unique values into the buffer. So if I go to the values worksheet now, and I can just paste those in anywhere, any convenient point, and oops, let's try that again. And then we get the unique values. Okay, so I still have to put them in the right order. So I'm going to do this. So that didn't save me much time for this little knowledge base, but it could be a handy time-saving mechanism for much bigger knowledge bases. Okay, so if I save the worksheets now, go back to my visualization. So remember, this is how they appear at the moment, and reload. And now we see shorter, same, longer. So they're appearing in the order that I would like the user to see them in. Okay, another use of the values tab is to present some different text to the user. So okay, this is fine, shorter, same, longer. But if I want to be more explicit about what that means to the user, I can type some translated values in there. So here I could say, for example, legs shorter than body. Here we could say legs same length as body, and finally legs longer than body. So if we save the worksheet, go and refresh the visualization, you can see the difference that makes to the user. So they see those translated values, and apart from that, the thing works in exactly the same way as it did before. And the important thing to note is that I haven't changed the values on the actual taxa tab. It's very, very convenient for me as a knowledge base designer to use these very short codes for those characters, but this allows me to present something more meaningful to the user should I wish to. Okay, finally I want to talk about ordinal values. So if we go back to the visualization and look at these things, when I click a value, legs shorter than body, it either matches or it misses. It's the same whatever value I take, it matches or it misses. But when you think about it, I mean, the reason we decided to change the order of this list in the first place was that there's a natural rank. We're going from the relatively shortest legs to the relatively longest here. So if as a user I put legs longer than body, really it would be nice to have organisms that where the legs are kind of about the same length of the body score a closer match to that than where the legs are clearly shorter. a bit like we did with the numeric characters. And we can do that by specifying a character, instead of specifying it as text, specifying it as ordinal. So if I go back to the characters tab, where this relative leg length at the moment is specified as a text character, I can change that to ordinal. It's still the same input control type, single input. Don't need the parameters here, I've got the weight, but I do need a strictness score now, because just like a numeric character, we can have latitude, and I'm going to give it the greatest latitude and the lowest strictness, which is 0. So if I save all of that now, go back to the visualization and reload it, it all looks the same, but what you'll see is a different behavior in the scoring. So this time, if I say legs are shorter than body, it's a perfect match for mites and ticks, and a better match for spiders, pseudoscorpions, and scorpions than it is for harvestmen. Okay, so it's a bit like that numeric character matching. Let's go up to the other end. So it's a much more intelligent way of dealing with characters that can be ranked. In other words, they're ordinal. Remember that it's the position that the characters or the character values in are expressed on the values tab that affects how these character states are scored. So this order isn't for an ordinal character. It's not just about the order that they're presented to the user, which you can, is valuable on a text character as well as an ordinal, but it's absolutely vital for an ordinal character, because the order in which they appear on here is affects the ranking and therefore the scoring. One final thing I'd like to demonstrate before we move on to another video is the effect of the grouping column here. Up till now we haven't used it, but we've got a few characters now, so I'm going to show the effect of specifying some groups here. So groups are not important for the taxon, character or display characters, so these can stay as none, these two, but I'm going to have a group called body, under which I'm going to group the body parts and the segmentation, and then I'm going to just call this one other and group those under there. And when I save that and go back to the visualization, notice now that these characters are not grouped at all. Now watch the difference once I've reloaded it. They're grouped under these things here. We can see them all here, or I can see just those relating to the body or just those relating to other. So that's the effect of grouping.